Hello. I'm a little bit dressed differently than usually as we begin the month of September is about to be upon us. And we begin September with the 1st of September. The Pope Francis has asked us that we reflect on our environment, on creation, on all what surrounds us in nature, in which we have enjoyed very much during the summer months. So now the school buses are on the road, and we are harvesting our gardens. We are harvesting fruits of our gardens. We're also harvesting in the fields, and we're hoping to get 100-fold, at least 100-fold, if not 150-fold. So it's a very important time for us, and a very happy time for us as we begin this new year. This new year helps us to focus on the nature, first of all, nature that is around us, that we have enjoyed during the summer months, and that we are leaving aside sometimes reluctantly as we move towards fall, if it's not already here, and to the winter season. And so we are happy to keep on moving in our everyday lives. Respecting always nature, trying to find ways in how we can respect the nature that's around us. And I just remember of my own youth, of how we used to have things in paper bags, and how we didn't have any preservatives, and how we canned everything, and how we didn't use this plastic as much as we do today. And perhaps we have a plastic abuse because we are using too much of it, and it is also affecting our environment. Also, like the specialists will tell us, that there is also these gases that are in the air that is also affecting the winds, the currents, and as we know, the temperature or the climate seems to be changing. So it's good for us to take time to look at that and not just take it very gently, because it's important that we respect the environment we live in. We were asked to take care of this environment, and therefore I think it's a time for us to reflect on how we are doing that wherever we are and in whatever condition we find ourselves. And as we go back to school, we know that many of the grandparents, you are going to become a little bit of a taxi driver. You're going to bring your children to school, to their sports activities, and all that stuff. And maybe you'll have to keep them after school, or some days you'll have to keep them all day long. So you're changing your schedule, and you're changing your lifestyle as we move into the month of September. It's the new beginning. It's also the new beginning for our pastoral year. So I hope that in your parishes, you will get yourself involved. Don't just be a spectator of life. Be part of it. Be the ones, a channel, or be a person who's going to bring that change in society that we all desire. And this pastoral year is a good time to do it as you encounter your children and grandchildren. And with your grandchildren, don't be afraid to show your faith. You have a faith, you believe in Christ, you believe in Mary, and you pray the rosary, no doubt. These are prayers that our children have to learn. These are prayers that they can learn if you and I do recite these prayers with them present to them, with them. And so it's good for us to help our grandchildren to grow up in this faith. It's, like I said, it's also a beginning of our parish activities, of the teaching of the faith, catechism, or if you want to call it that way, evangelization for other people, and also being involved as a volunteer in our parish. And so, oh yes, the requirements today are different than in the past, and we all know that. That's just the society we live in. But on the other hand, we still want to bring that good news. So this is what we're inviting you to do, is to put your name down, to be a volunteer, to be a person who's going to be a catechist, to be somebody who's going to be part of the activity of the parish as it grows. The community gives witness, and therefore you have to be part of that witness of the community. And don't be sitting aside and always pointing your finger at this and that is happening in the church. Help the church to be the church it's called to be. And that's by loving God, loving neighbor, loving self. We have to love ourselves if we want to grow also in this world of today. So these are some of the things that maybe we can reflect on during the month of September as we pass from the summer season to the fall and slowly towards the winter, and as we gather our fruits from the earth, from the work of our labors, the work of our hands, like we say at the Mass, and we transform it into gifts for other people. I have sister-in-laws that make jellies and jams, and that's the Christmas gifts they give to their children, all these ketchups and all these kind of things that are there for other people. When you have time to do it, make sure that what you are doing is to please others. And I think that is very good for us to do. And so also find yourself involved in trying to educate yourselves in the faith. So our resource center has all what you need to do that. So make sure you're informed about it, and that you get yourself a program so that you can go about changing not only the world, but changing yourself. And that's the beginning of changing the world. The world starts within us as we bring it out to others. And if we all do that, the world will change. And so let us not make a cocoon for the winter, but let us maybe be open and fly through these months, bringing out that good news. And so let us be generous in being outgoing towards those who are around us and bringing that good news that we are called to bring, respecting always, not only nature, but also the people we encounter in our lives. And that's the message probably I would like to give to you in this September as we begin our pastoral year, the school year, and we go through the harvest season with joy and happiness. God bless.